Hi, it's Haley. I'm Haley. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm filming this video because I was asked questions in a Q&A post on my Instagram, and if you're coming from the food and healthy eating video, this is my macro and supplement video. So yeah, let's get started. I have all the questions and stuff written out, a little bulletproof, so hopefully I'm aiming to get this under 20 minutes, but there's a lot of info. So, question one, how to calculate macros. I'm going to try and do this as efficiently as possible. It's a bit complicated. I'm using completely unrealistic examples. Do not make these your actual macros. I'm just using it for numbers' sake, and just so it's like easier to see. Okay, how do you calculate macros? So, let's start with a few things. Macros are short for macronutrients, and the main three are your protein, fat, and carbs. P.S. Sorry if I keep looking down. I'm just making sure I'm like hitting every bullet point because I have a lot to say. So the calories for 1 gram of protein is 4. There's 4 calories in 1 gram of protein. It's the same with carbs, so there's 4 calories in 1 gram of carbs. And for fats, it's 9 calories for 1 gram. So basically, a lot of questions I get as well is, how do I figure out what macros I should be using? So I highly suggest that you go to like bodybuilding.com or iifym.com. That's the If It Fits Your Macros page. They both have macro calculators. They're really helpful. Sometimes they are a bit off because I just used one the other day just to see. And they have different activity levels. So you put in like your age, your height, your weight, what your goal is, like fat loss, muscle gain kind of thing. And then you put your activity level, and it says like how often you're active, and then it also says like your daily lifestyle. So sedentary, active, very active, moderately active sort of thing. And it describes it as like if you're a student or if you have a sit-down job as sedentary. So like I clicked sedentary, but then it told me for fat loss that I should be on like 1,200 calories, and like that's insane. I'm on 1,300 calories right now, and it's my peak week. Like, so I wouldn't even go that low during my peak week, and it's like, no. And so I put it on sedentary. I put it on very active because I was talking to my friend, and they told me that you should just base it off of your activity levels instead of like your actual daily job levels, because I can work out intensely in an hour and a half to the point where it equals out or cancels out any non-active lifestyle. And then it told me I should be eating about 1780 for calories to lose weight, which I think is much more realistic considering I used to eat about 2,000 to 2,400 calories a day before I started prepping and stuff. So just be wary about that. That's the one thing I would say with those calculators. I would say, like, if you decide on a macro split, maybe try it for 2 weeks, take some photos, check your weight, but don't base it off of your weight, because I just really want people to get rid of scales. I mean, they are a good idea for numbers, like literally, like if say you're like prepping and stuff and you should be maintaining muscle and just losing weight, like it's good reference and stuff. But for people who are starting out nowhere or starting out just somewhere kind of thing and just start going to the gym and eating healthy, like you'll be getting muscle, but you'll also be losing fat. Sometimes they cancel each other out. So don't think that just because your weight hasn't gone down or your weight has gone up that you've gained fat. Like, oh my god, people are like so put out by the fact that they have gained weight, and it's really not about that. Like, look at your photos, constantly take photos, and if you look better in your second photo, in your more recent photo, then why does it matter what you weigh? Like, really, why does it matter? So basically, just like see, like if you've gained 5 pounds and you look a bit fluffier than your first photo, then maybe those macros aren't from you. Maybe try switching some of the carbs to protein. Maybe, just like try lowering everything a little bit. You sort of have to test it out. You best. So anyway, so let's say, so the easiest way that I think to do it is if you start with your protein and you find your other macros based off of that. So, generally, you should be getting 1 to 2 grams of protein per lean pound of muscle. So I weigh 92 pounds of muscle. I weigh 122, 125 pounds. fluctuates. So like obviously it's not, when I first started I was like, I'm 140 pounds, so just like half of me is probably muscle. No, that's like not how it works. If you know your body fat percentage, you can roughly figure out your muscle content, because you just like multiply your body weight times your body fat, and then what's left over should be muscle. I mean, some of it's organs and stuff like that, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I always go like 20 grams higher. So like if I was telling someone to start out, I guess I wouldn't necessarily say 110 grams. I was doing 160, now I'm on 200. And some people are like, oh my god, that's way too much protein, whatever, like, whatever. So that's what I'm doing. I generally suggest like 130 to 150 grams of protein for people generally. Depends on you though. It depends on your height, depends on your weight, like depends on where you're starting, it's sort of all over the place. But so let's say we have a person that is going to be eating 1,500 calories to cut. So like say they normally eat 1,700 and they want to cut 200, to get some fat loss. And so they'll be having 1,500. And we know they're going to have 150 grams of protein. So you do 150 times 4, which is 600. So you need 600 of your calories to come from protein. If you want to write this down, you can just pause this video and stuff. So we have 150 grams of protein. Once you know your protein level, you can basically figure out everything else. So 1,500 minus 600 from protein is 900. So you have 900 calories left between fats and carbs. So the next thing you figure out is fat. Generally anywhere between 25 to 35%, depending on what you like, what you want to do, whatever, it doesn't matter. So let's go with 25%. Do not make the mistake of multiplying 25% by what's left over in your calories. 25% should come from your entire goal. So 25% times 1,500. So that would be, 375? Yeah? 375 calories should be coming from fat. 375 divided by 9 is 42 grams of fat. So now we have 1,500 minus 600 calories from protein minus 375 calories from fat. So then we have 525 calories left. Everything left over is your carbs. You don't have to like figure out a percentage or anything. You can figure out, I guess, your macro percentage split later, but you don't need that. So you just do all your leftover calories divided by 4 is your carb goal. So 131-ish. So yeah, that's how you figure out macros. I think maybe I made it seem too easy, but it really is. If you have questions, you can just post them in the comments below. And yeah, I think that's all. Yep. Question 2, what are my macros? Okay, so I said it before. Currently, right now, for this week, I am on 1,300 calories. I think I'm at like 5% carbs. I'm doing low carb, high fat. Yeah, so I'm doing 5% carbs, 30% fat, and 65% protein. So my goals are meant to be 211 grams of protein, 43 grams of fat, and 16 grams of carbs. Basically low carb, high fat, like I talked about it before, just like under 30 grams of carbs. I'm doing under 20. That's only what I'm doing for peak week. Like I wouldn't be doing that if I wasn't in my peak week. I'm basically like, because you can't really have that much carbs and I don't want to have too much fat, like I just have upped my protein. Just trying to like look lean as fuck. And yeah. So do not follow these macros that I've just said that I'm on. They're specific for me. Like I have a different set of macros. I had a different set of macros during my peak week for my last competition. It's not always going to be the same. It's different for every person every day at a different time. Like you could have multiple macro splits at like the same time of day, depending on what you want for your goals, So just figure out your macros using the formula I just gave you before, and don't follow the ones that I'm on. Question 3, what has been my main diet focus, lower carb or lower calorie? So I did not track my diet for the first 7 months of my fitness journey. I was trying to be health conscious. I like swapped all white grains for whole grains. I tried to have healthier fats like avocado. I tried to have spinach in my salad for fiber and stuff. But I still went out like basically 4 nights a week. I still went out for dinner a lot. Last semester I had basically like every lunch out. I went out to eat for every lunch. Like, it was, yeah, so I didn't really diet, I didn't track. My first prep, I just did, I guess, a standard prep. I started with moderation of everything, and each week I lowered. So I just lowered calories in total, and then basically my peak week I cut out like all carbs and fat, basically. But now I'm just doing low carb, high fat. So that's just lower carbs. So I've done both. I've also cheated on both diets, so I don't know if I'm a good advocate for either of them. But I've also gone like crazy, yeah, on and off with food. So I think it's all about balance. I don't think that I would recommend one over the other. I think, maybe try them both out, see what you like. Maybe, try like loads of different diets. Reverse dieting has worked for so many people. I'm going to go on a reverse diet after this, obviously, because I have to slowly build my metabolism back up to eating more calories. Carb cycling, like, there's loads of different things that you can try, and it's different things that everyone's that uses them are obsessed with and love their diet and stuff and advocate that, so just see what's good for you. Question 4. What are the basic supplements you need to start having a transformation? Nothing. You do not need any supplements, I think, to start having a transformation. You can very easily just eat healthy and hit all your macros from food. And yeah, I didn't use anything for the first 7 months besides protein powder, but that's just because I like protein powder and I'm lazy as fuck. And I find it easier than cooking. But I also wasn't tracking, so yeah. I really don't think you need anything. I don't think anything is essential. I like having things because it makes my life easier, like pre-workout. It's nicer. BCAAs, they're great. I feel like they give me a lot of energy during my workouts. Supplements are there to supplement. They're not necessary. Like, you don't need them to get fit. I know so many people who have abs, great bums, like fit upper bodies, and they don't use anything. Question 5, how do you cut? This is a quick one. Like I said, before I was just cutting calories. It is sort of a combination of things. Like, I've not only increased my workouts, definitely increased my cardio / just introduced cardio, and I've lowered my calories overall. But I mean, if you're just having a healthy diet and you change what you're doing, one thing. So say you've never done cardio and you introduce cardio, you're going to get leaner because you're going to be just burning more calories overall, unless you like eat to balance it out, sort of thing. Or say you just increase your workouts, you're still going to get leaner. Or say you do nothing else to the change in your workouts, but you change up your diet and lower your calories, like, you're still going to get leaner. It just depends. Like, you could do all 3, or you could do 1. I mean, if you really want to figure out how to cut, contact a coach. A lot of people give like consultations or like, advice for free. Just talk to somebody certified. I'm not certified. And I don't even know how my own body works yet when I'm cutting, so I definitely don't know how to tell a generic answer to you guys. Question 6, about supplements again. Should I use protein powder? So, like, should you guys use protein powder? And do I use protein powder? Yes, I use protein powder. I love protein. It's amazing. It's really convenient. I think it's easy if you're on the go, if you're lazy as fuck like me and you don't want to make food. If you need like something immediate, I'm literally drinking shake now to get my macros in. It's easy to add to like protein pancakes or oatmeal or cookies, and just give you a boost of protein. So which do I use? I'll show you all the brands that I have, but I want to say a tip first. My number 1 tip for finding good protein, I always say, or I always do, when I get a new protein or I want to try a new protein, I always try it with water. It always has like a recommended amount of water. I always use a little bit less first because you can't like remove water, but you can add more. So if it tastes too sweet, you can add a little bit more water and like balance it out. But always try it with water, because any protein can taste good in a shake when you add peanut butter and chocolate sauce and oats and ice and almond milk and stuff. They can all taste good with that. Or if you add like fruit and stuff, whatever. But if they're really good if you like it with just water. So, tip. Yeah, so these are the proteins that I have. Currently, She Sups. Obviously, I hate it. That's why I use so much of it. So I won this at a BBG meetup. I had tried them before. I love them. They're really good. I got the vanilla flavor in the competition thing, but I like it. I add it, like, I'll mix it with like a half a scoop of another protein sort of thing, or I'll add it to pancakes, or I'll add it to oats. I like having vanilla because you can make it into anything. Like, you can make it in chocolate, sweet, fruity, whatever you want. And the macros are pretty good. It just has 3 carbs, which is pretty standard. 24 grams of protein. It's really pretty. Yep. My all-time favorite, and the one that I continually go back to, and the first protein that I ever tried, so maybe I have like a little soft spot for it. Currently, I have so many of these jars, it's holding all my change. Optimum Nutrition, Gold Standard 100% whey, salted caramel. This is my favorite. I love it. Oh my god, if Optimum Nutrition sponsored me, I would die. I love you guys. So this is my favorite protein. It has 24 grams of protein, 3 carbs, and 1 gram of fat. Pretty standard, but it's so good. Like, I make salted caramel protein pancakes, salted caramel shakes, salted caramel life. Like, I love it. It's so good. It's what I'm drinking right now. My fave. Other protein. I won this one from my gym in a contest as well. This is Multi-Power 100% pure whey protein. It has 4 grams of protein, 1.4 carbs, which is actually pretty good for protein. As protein goes, like, I rarely ever see protein powders with less than 3, so that's pretty good. And for fat, yeah, it has 0.9 grams, so close to 0.1, or close to 1. This is really good. It's strawberry flavor. I like to mix a scoop of the strawberry and a scoop of the She Subs Vanilla Whey, and then it tastes like a little, like, you know, those, what are they? They're sort of shaped like a stop sign, and they're white, and they have the pink swirls, and they're like the strawberry shortcakes, but they're the, like, Little Debbie version or something. It tastes like that. They're so good. Just with water. So good. And my most recent protein is from The Good Stuff Organic, and it's 100% pure whey. It's actually not a flavor. They just made this, like, the flavor that it is, so it's just like a milky sort of flavor, which I think is really good. I think everyone should have a plain flavored protein because you can mix it with anything to give anything else a boost of protein. You can balance out some other flavors. You can mix it into food that you, like, want to have more protein in, but you don't want to change the flavor. Like, sometimes, like, before, I would want to have, like, a drink with water and stuff, or I'd want to, like, mix some juice with my BCAAs, but I had watermelon BCAAs, and it's like I couldn't put them in a protein shake with salted caramel because that would just taste gross. So when you have unflavored stuff, you can add it and it won't ruin the already good flavor. So yeah, and this is per scoop. 20 grams of protein. Oh, that's pretty good. Like, less than 0.75 grams of carbs. They only have it per 100 grams, and the serving size is 20 grams, so, like, I'm trying to divide this in my head. And then, like, a little over 1 gram of fat, which is pretty good. That's the best one for carbs that I've actually seen. So, yeah. So, those are all the proteins that I have. I have another one up there, but I'm not going to mention it because I don't use it. I tried it once. I only bought it off a voucher because I wanted the water bottle that it came with. Yeah. What other supplements do I use? Okay, so this is the last question. I'm just going to go through all my supplements. So, starting with pre-workout. I've only tried 2 brands, and the first one I tried was Fitness, and it was, I'm pretty sure it's called Ignite. It was pretty good, but I was in the UK, and I was already using Optimum Nutrition stuff, and I really wanted to try their pre-workout. Someone recommended it to me. I didn't use pre-workout for the last, like, 9 months, and I got it when I was feeling really tired, like during my last prep, because I went from having carbs to not having them, and it's more difficult to just have energy and stuff. So I got 2, and it's the Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard pre-workout. Obviously, I love the Gold Standard line. And I got Fruit Punch and Watermelon. I like watermelon more. I like Fruit Punch, but it's like, if I had just had this would have been great. But then I had this, and it was better. And this one is so good. Sometimes I mix them half and half. Yeah, they do have a lot of caffeine though. That's what I will say about pre-workout. So if you don't drink coffee, if you're not used to caffeine, it does make you feel like, sometimes if I haven't used it in a while and then I use like a full scoop, I get a little like itchy. It makes you feel a little itchy and you're just like, you sort of feel like, I've never done bath salts, but what I feel like you would feel like on bath salts, where you have to like scratch your entire face off, or like, if you're on crack or something, I don't know. Also, not that I would know what it's like to be on crack. So just be careful with your dosage. You want a little bit to give you like a little tingle to make your workout go stronger, but you don't want to be like tingling and feel like you have to itch yourself. Yeah. But for days when I feel like a pre-workout is too strong, or I just want some coffee or something just plain, I use these. These are pressed, and it is coffee. Sorry, it's going to be, the image is flipped. So it is Arabica coffee. Hope that's how you say it. And the serving is 16 cups in this little bottle. These are £2.50. They're amazing. They sell them at Whole Foods, as nature intended, in partridges. And I like them because I just came up with this cute little slogan. You can squeeze your strength. Because it says that it's 16 cups, but you squeeze how much you want. So, like, sometimes you can make it stronger, sometimes you can make it weaker. I find that caffeine hits me pretty quick, so I don't need to squeeze that much. Yeah, and it's great. And they come in caramel, vanilla, and Colombian. Sometimes I like to mix half and half with caramel and vanilla. They're really, really good. I love them, and it's the only coffee that I've ever... It's the only coffee that I've ever been able to drink black, and that's saying something. Like, that's great for me. Yeah. Glutamine. This is something that is very contradictory, I'll say. Some people say, like, glutamine is the savior, and some people are like, it doesn't do anything. But what I will tell you is that your body naturally produces glutamine, and when you go hard in your workouts and you're a beast and you kill it, your glutamine stores fail. And when you take about 20 to 30 milligrams, or 20 to 30 grams of glutamine after like a super intense workout, it just restores the amount of it in your body and helps with recovery and stuff. It's not like I was doing my entire routine, kept it the same the entire time, and then introduced glutamine into my workout and was like, oh my god, it's changed my life. I, have changed up my training styles, I've changed up my diet, I've added new proteins, I've added new stuff. So I can't say, like, this made me have better whatever. But sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. I don't know. Yeah. I will say, glutamine is not for your glutes. Someone asked me that once, and just because they sound similar does not mean they're connected. This does not help you get a bigger butt. Maybe, it helps you restore your glutamine stores, and then you can recover faster and work your butt out more, but it doesn't, like, you don't take this and just grow a butt. Next is one of my favorite products, BCAAs. This is the only brand I have right now, like, of actual mixable ones. I bought these unflavored so that I could add them into my protein shakes. So BCAA stands for branched chain amino acids. Basically, it's just a bunch of amino acids, which is protein. And so it can give you a little boost, like 5 to 10 grams of protein, depending on how much you take. I just find that it, like, really helps me have sustainable energy throughout my workouts. Or maybe it's just a mental thing, and I think that I have sustainable energy. Who knows? Either way, when I bring them to the gym, I do better. My favorite pre-mixed BCAA, which I just won today for doing deadlifts at my body weight, hey, is NOCO. These kids are new to the market. They're recently new, but so it stands for No Carbs Company. They're amazing. This is the BCAA Plus, so this is my favorite. This is actually the first one that I tried because it doesn't have caffeine. It's caffeine-free. The first time I tried it, I had already had my pre-workout, so I just wanted this one, and it ended up being citrus and elderflower, which is like a flavor I love anyway. And this one has 5 grams of protein already mixed in, and so this is really good because, so the My Protein BCAAs, they are a ratio of 2 to 1 to 1. So in BCAAs, you have like ratios of the amino acids and stuff. This is 4 to 1 to 1. Is that how you say ratios? Whatever. 4 1 1, 2 1 1, whatever. So this is better, and it's lightly carbonated, which I feel like sort of gives me a little bit of energy. Tastes delicious. I like drinking it. They do make caffeinated ones. There's like a red berries flavor and a pear flavor. I've tried red berries. I think it was good. But generally I like having my pre-workout separate because it's watermelon. Tastes delicious. And then I'll have this. And yeah, they're amazing. I love them. And these are the BCAA pluses. So they have more protein than the other ones, the regular ones. Yep. They're great. And then the other brand of BCAAs that I've used is PhD, and I got the watermelon flavor. They're amazing. I just ran out and I was lazy and I didn't order any because I had the unflavored ones, and I was like, I'll just not order them. But those ones are really, really good too. And they give student discounts. So, yeah. So yeah, those are all my supplements. And then one supplement that I get asked questions about a lot, and I don't use, so I won't really talk about it that much, but I will just make one statement. Fat burners. I've never used a fat burner. I don't know if I ever will. Never say never, but I think that your body is completely capable of burning fat on its own if you fuel it correctly and you provide it with the right nutrients. I think it's just like any other supplement. I think maybe a fat burner might be effective if you're already doing what you're meant to be doing. It might, give you that little extra boost. But I don't think that if you're just going to sit on your ass all day and you eat fat burners, that you're just going to miraculously have a six-pack. And I feel like that's how some people think it works. And it definitely 100% doesn't. Your supplements don't work unless you do. Just like your diet doesn't work unless you do. So you have to put in the work. It's just going to give you a little extra boost. It's not going to actually do the work for you. And yeah, so I'm watching the time, and even just filming this without editing, it's less than 30 minutes, so I'm pretty happy about that. If you have questions about how to calculate your macros, or any questions that didn't get answered, just leave them below. Send me a DM, send me a snap, send me a Facebook message, whatever, it doesn't matter. I did get more than 50 screenshots on my Snapchat. I got close to 100 actually, about doing a series called A Day in the Life of My Diet. So I will be starting that. I think I'm going to do one for this week and show you guys what I'm eating. It's going to be pretty boring because it's peak week. And then do one maybe each week. So yeah, if you have meals that you've seen on my Snapchat or something that you specifically want to see how I make them, put it in the link or just snap it to me. I don't know why I'm holding this pen. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it helped. And if there's any other videos that you definitely want to see, let me know below. I did do another snap question and got more than 50 screenshots on if you guys want example diets. I'll probably just make those into Word documents and put them on my Facebook page. So yeah, there you go.